Hey everybody, I wanted to do a series of videos for you that are really insightful, I think, because this series of events is the same series of events that I think a lot of you are going through as you're considering business ownership. I went through each of these phases myself. In fact, I've been through each of these stages multiple times as a business owner. So even though I have experience and know how and success, I wanted to record this series for you because it just takes me back to every major decision that I have made and the roadblocks, um, the stumbling blocks that I had to trip over in order to bump my head and knock some sense into myself about why I was making this decision to go into business. So the first stage is deciding to do something like own a business because I'm in a phase of pain. There's something like running a marathon, something I'm running away from, and something that I'm running towards. And it's driven by a deep desire to get rid of the burden of what's driving me crazy, what's dragging me down, what's holding me back, what's fill in the blank. So the first phase is pain. And what you can do for yourself if you've got pain at work, you've got financial pain in your household, you've got a myriad of reasons why you think you might want to own a business. You need to recognize that pain can spark ambition. Pain will spark ambition. Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate my boss. I don't like my job. The culture is terrible. Name your pain and know that that will spark your ambition. That will spark your desire to move off of square one and go. But I also want you to recognize that if you don't aim high enough and you find relief for that pain with a simple solution, your ambition is gone. And that's what I call momentary ambition. You hate it, you hate it, you hate it, you hate it. And then something shifts. Your boss is gone. Now you have a new one. Your department is moved or combined with another one. Now you've got a spark of interaction with other people, and your pain is gone. Momentary ambition will kill a game changing decision. So assess your pain, identify it, give it a name, and then really think hard about will there be a band aid that will derail you from making a permanent change? Because relief is just temporary. Relief, it's like my poor husband right now has a head cold. Relief is coming in the form of Dayquil and NyQuil at night. It takes his mind off of the burden of the swelling head and the runny nose so that he can work. So it's a temporary relief that now he can get on with his life. I want you to think about owning a business, investing in a franchise, investing in your future as being a multi-stage, multi-phase decision, just like death is a multi-stage, multi-phase grief and recovery process. Owning a business is not just snap your fingers and you're going to do it. There are logical stages to this. So the first one is your pain and not accepting temporary relief as a long-term solution. So sometimes that corporate relief, it feels like, hey, you know what? Wife, husband, hey, I got this promotion. Hey, I got this move into a different department. Hey, I got reassigned to a different team. The temperature comes down. And now you've got a temporary fix. So I'm telling you, this happens to smart people. It doesn't happen to dumb people. It happens to smart people because we overthink. We overthink a better outcome and the possibility of that. So Smart people frequently mistake relief for a resolution. And that's not true. It is absolutely not the case. Momentary ambition will never lead to a long term solution. True ambition. I want to make the team. I want to be a D1 athlete. I'm going to learn how to play the piano and I'm going to do a recital. That is ambition with a long term outcome that day in, day out, you need to track, you need to practice and train. And so getting your pain identified and then moving into an active research process. Research is great because it slows down the resolution. Research helps you to clarify your pain and to organize your goals. And as you do more research, your goals are probably going to get modified. It's not the case. It certainly wasn't for me that when I identified the pain and I decided, no, 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 this isn't momentary. This isn't going to go away. This isn't, I'm not going to find a band aid. I'm not going to take Dayquil. I need to find a permanent fix. So that is something that takes time and dedication. And you are going to have to live with the pain a bit longer, which is not a bad thing. Pain is a really good indicator that you need to change something, you need to solve for X, but the resolution, not temporary relief, the true resolution is going to take you some time in order to get there. So think about it for a while and feel free to reach out to me if you want to. What is your pain? Well, I'll tell you what mine was. I'll tell you every time I've made an investment into another business, into another franchise. You'd think after I did well with my 5 great clips, I had a 7-figure buyout. Well, why did I do it again? Well, because I identified a different pain point. And I had the ambition to continue to go and go and go and do the research until I proved to myself what that resolution was going to be. So I'd love to hear what your pain points are. Ask me what mine are. I'm now moving into yet another business. It's 2026. I've got more to do. I've got more to accomplish. Don't let some of these roadblocks get in your way. Let me help you work through them because I've identified them myself. I've navigated through it. I've walked the walk. I don't just talk. I've walked your walk. Let me help you get through these stages so that you can get to the outcome that will reward you financially and break you free from that corporate job that probably isn't really making you happy anyway. Thank you. Stay tuned for number 2. It's coming soon.